What's going on, everyone? How you doing? Ron here with How Do I. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about more AI news. The first thing we're going to talk about and look at is the Apple price on the daily time frame. We're going to see why analysts did a downgrade on Apple, and we're going to take a look at what's the latest news for Apple, the Mac Mini, the M4, the iPad, etc. Also, we're going to talk about AI adoption and daily use cases in real life. So let's get into the video. Okay, so here's Apple on the daily time frame. We have a nice key level of resistance on the daily. I think we've been testing this level 236 to 238. I think if we bounce, we touch this level again. Because recently on October 21st, we tested this level on the daily candle close for Apple on October 21st. And I think if we retest this level and we break above here, I would probably go long. But I don't think it's coming. If you look at this level on a daily, double top here, and we wick down. And if you look at the weekly time frame, this kind of also shows you that we had a double top, and then on the next candle close, we closed down on the weekly time frame. So Apple's sitting at 233 right now. I 232. I don't think we're going to test this level for quite a while. I think expectations. I think a lot of analysts are actually downgrading Apple, and we're going to get into the next tab right now. So if you look at this, Apple stock downgraded to sell ahead of earnings, and here's why. So people are going short. A Wall Street analyst on Friday downgraded Apple stock to the equivalent of a sell rating ahead of the company's September quarter earnings report. And just a summary here I highlighted. So it's lower than expected upgrade rates for the iPhone 16. And that was the basis of this whole article and why analysts and investors are downgrading Apple. They're predicting slow sales for the Apple 16 in the first quarter of 2025. I know Apple came out and did some news about the AI enhancements, but from what I heard, iOS 18 or 18.1, 18.2, it didn't really come out with the full-fledged AI features. I think there was only like two things that were enabled. So a lot of investors, there's no wow effect. And I think also the market in China. So the market in China, more people are interested in the Huawei flip phone. The one, I'm not too sure if you've seen it. I think it folds into like 3 or 4. That's selling on the used market for anywhere from 10,000 US to about 15,000. So I think a lot of people, the Chinese market is very big into the Huawei phones. So that's kind of hurting Apple iPhone 16 sales. And you can look at what I highlighted here. So it says we think the data suggests a slow upgrade path, Nispel said in a client note. We continue to believe upgrade rates will be down mid-single digits in Q4 and low single digits in the first half of 2025. So for me, I was thinking about getting the iPhone 16, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until the rates go down. Right now it's hot. Hopefully they have a better discount, or the carriers like AT&T, T-Mobile, maybe they start integrating more package deals to get more iPhone 16 sales out there. So that's the news for the downgrade, and like I mentioned, we hit that double top. I'm not really liking the levels here. I'm probably agreeing with these investors. Probably put it in a short, so I wouldn't long this. My opinion, but who knows? Make sure to do your own research. Let's get into the next piece of news, which is Apple in the news. So here are some key points here. Apple has teased a week of Mac announcements starting on Monday, October 28th, and here's the key developments. So the M4 Mac. Apple's new Mac lineup, including the MacBook Pros, the Mac Mini, iMacs, will feature the M4 chips. So all the product lines, majority of the product lines, all have the M4 chips, which is great. Okay, so and then also the redesign of the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini is expected to undergo its first major redesign in over a decade, in over 10 years, the Mac Mini. Okay, so shrinking down to the size of an Apple TV set top box. So, this is what I love about Apple. They're just innovative. They just think it's so creative. Like, I'm not too sure if you guys have a Mac Mini, but just think of like an Apple TV box that's just so powerful. Hook it up to a screen, and that's your operating system computer on the go. The next piece of news is the new iPad Mini. So it's a refreshed iPad Mini is also expected to be announced with improved display and performance. Also, the next one, point number 4. So this is what I was talking about, the AI feature. So Apple's AI feature will be integrated into the Mac lineup, bringing advanced intelligence capabilities to Apple devices, and no major design changes. So unlike previous rumors, the new MacBook Pro and the iMac models are not expected to feature significant design changes, but will instead focus on internal upgrades and performance enhancements. So that's the latest for Apple News. Let's get into AI adoption in daily life. So AI adoption in daily life. So if you're from Canada or even in the United States, you probably heard of Manulife. So here's an article from thecomputerweekly.com. This just mentions how Manulife is empowering sales and call center agents with AI. And I talked about this in my last video about AI in the job market, how I could see it replacing a lot of receptionists, the receptionists that call people back, like spas, dentists, doctors, follow up for appointment confirmations, etc. So over here it says Manulife. To address this, Manulife has integrated AI-powered insights directly into its agent platform. For each product category, we can tell the agent very quickly what the current coverage and potential gap is. So that I think it's more on the sales part. So following up with larger accounts for Manulife, and I think this is very key because if you're not following up with your customers, it's a lot easier for that customer to forget, right, and just switch policies, etc. But if you keep that relationship, this is probably going to keep retention rates, especially for Manulife, and you could probably see that trend go down the line in the future. So let's get into the next piece of news. This one I like actually. So I'm not too sure if you ever use Google's Notebook, the LM. So over here in this article, it says Google's Notebook LM is one of the most powerful use cases for AI. And to summarize this, so I don't bore you, guys and girls, in a nutshell, over here. So the Notebook LM is a free web-based AI service that helps you draw insights and learn from notes, documents, links, and recordings. It doesn't do research on the web or make up information. Instead, it focused exclusively on analyzing the sources you upload. So if you ever got into a large article or PDF or document and you just wanted the gist of an article, so here, Google's free Notebook LM made improvements on October 17th to what has become one of the most powerful ways to use AI. You can now customize its most popular feature, which is the AI generated audio summaries to focus on specific topics, target audiences, or documents. So basically, you can get the gist of an article all in one. It just over here, customize audio summaries. So I think this is just such a huge time saver because if you're someone who likes to read, reading takes a long time. You read before bed, but you want to read multiple stories before you go to bed, watch multiple stories. And I think that's, like the power of TikTok and Instagram shorts or YouTube shorts. People want news very fast, right? So, YouTube shorts is 60 seconds. I think TikTok, well, they could be longer, but at first they were like 60 to 90 seconds. Instagram is 60 seconds, I think. It's all swipe, swipe, swipe. People want very fast news, right? The retention rate is just so low. So anyways, I think this is a great feature for Google, the Notebook LM, just summarizing audio files. Here, the last slide here. So this is from Forbes.com. So in Forbes.com, they mentioned the most popular AI use cases for the average person. So here, the most common way consumers plan to use artificial intelligence. And for me, this really put a light bulb moment in because I do like to travel. I travel a lot. I've been in Indonesia, Thailand, Maldives, etc. And when you go to these places and you have a limited time or a window, for me, I like to go to travel 10 to 12 days, not too long. But when you're going to multiple cities, you want to find the best tourist vacations, the best places to eat, depending, when I went to Japan, I wanted to go see and try the best Wagyu. So we were doing a lot of research on Yelp, etc. And now, if you look at this, plan a travel itinerary. So imagine you just go to ChatGPT and say, give me the best reviews for the best Wagyu steakhouse in Kyoto in Japan, in a specific city. And it populates maybe the top 3. Then you could kind of fine tune and shorten your list, or maybe give me the top 5 and then shorten it down to 3, and then go to Yelp and see who has the most reviews, etc. But I think when I went to Japan, it was almost about 6-7 years ago. We did this all just through the web, just regularly. But now when you have ChatGPT, you could plan your itinerary to look at the most popular tourist spots, the best reviewed steakhouses or Wagyu places, the best restaurants, the best bars, etc., top things to do. And then basically you could take, if ChatGPT recommends this, show me the reviews in ChatGPT. So These are the most common ways. I'm going to go through the list. So respond to people via text or email. Oh, for sure. Yeah. 100%. Answer financial questions. You know what? The first point here I like is I think with ChatGPT or whatever functionality that they're going to have, unless they're on your top five list, please just send a text or message. I'll get back to you. I'm very busy. And maybe underneath that top five list is your siblings, your mom, your dad, your wife, your children, whatever. Okay, so I could see that people using that as a big feature in smartphones or just whether you're on your laptop, even on through email. So you could set autoresponders unless you're in my top five or top 10 or you're my boss. I will respond to you. So the next one is answer financial questions for sure. That's a big one. Plan a travel itinerary, which we talked about. Craft an email. I use this so much. I use a combination of ChatGPT and Grammarly before I send out documents and emails to very high level execs, etc. I just double check. Prep for a job. I could see a lot of students doing this for sure. My sons already do. I think they do. They use ChatGPT maybe just to kind of fine tune the resume and do a little spell check. The next thing is write a social media post. I've used it for Twitter as well, just to reword it and make it shorter. So I had a summary where on Twitter you're only allowed a certain amount of characters. I told ChatGPT not nail it down to X amount of characters and shorten it, and it was perfect. Okay, so summarize complex or lengthy copy, and that was just similar what I just mentioned. Sometimes I've got a long document from ChatGPT, and I'll just say, hey, summarize this into 2 paragraphs. Throw it into Grammarly, double check it, and that's it. So, anyways, that's it for the video. I hope you like it. I'll see you tomorrow in the news. Tomorrow we'll probably cover NVIDIA AI news and do some more how-tos. So I'll see you tomorrow.